ongoing immigration and crime crackdown coming from the White House. It is turning what is one of the most festive weekends in Chicago into an unusually quiet, subdued observance. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says the first group of federal agents from out of state were expected to arrive Friday at a suburban naval station as part of President Trump's crime crackdown. And NewsNation's Mills Hayes is live in Chicago for us. Good morning, Mills. You are the center of all the action this weekend. How is the threat of possible ICE raids and, of course, National Guard troops putting a damper on what's usually a weekend of celebrations in the Windy City?
Good morning to you, Hena. Well, where I'm at right now, this is typically called the Mexico of the Midwest. A lot of people that are undocumented live in this community, and about 20% of Chicago's population is Mexican. So this Mexican Independence Day, it's a huge deal. Now, a lot of the festivities going on next weekend, but some of them already being canceled. And we've also seen that there is a parade that's going to be happening today, still on board, but they're saying that they want more volunteers this year in case there are ICE agents around. Now, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker has warned of possible ICE raids timed with this Mexican holiday. And one Mexican Independence Day in the suburbs was canceled. Another one canceled in downtown. But right here in the Pilsen neighborhood, it is still holding their annual parade, doubling the number of volunteers. And Illinois Democratic leaders spoke out Friday saying that they still have no clear plan from DHS about their mission this month.
I deployed four times, three times to Iraq and once to Afghanistan. And it's hard being a service member and serving your country when you don't have a voice because you're not allowed to speak against the administration. So now that I'm retired and I have a voice, it's not that loud, but I want to use it for people who aren't able to. I'm a native here in North Chicago, and it hurts to see my community attacked. I have people I love who are scared to go on walks because of being detained or snatched up by ICE because they're just grabbing people. They're not identifying themselves.
About 8% of the city's population is undocumented here, and Governor Pritzker said he expects the ICE raids to ramp up today. And we know federal agents who assisted with ICE raids in L.A. over the summer have been transferred to Chicago. President Trump also saying this week that he would also be going into Chicago in reference to a National Guard deployment, but it's still unclear when or if this is really happening as far as those troops coming in, Hena.
Mills, the woman we just heard from, the National Guard Reserve, her story is just heartbreaking. I am curious, what are you hearing from other people that live in Chicago or in the suburbs around it, and what are city leaders saying?
Right, Hena. Well, there are a lot of people, especially in those Hispanic-dominated neighborhoods, that don't want to go outside, don't want to leave their houses. And the city of Chicago even launching that Know Your Rights campaign and letting people in Chicago know that they do not have to answer the door to ICE unless there is a judicial warrant. And community groups and nonprofits, they've gotten together to patrol the streets of Chicago on the lookout for ICE. Some will call each other and all rush in to an ICE sighting and try to intervene. The FBI saying that a suburban Chicago man was arrested Friday for allegedly making death threats against federal law enforcement officers. And on Friday, people protested and tried to block the entry and exit points of this ICE facility on the outskirts of Chicago. And NewsNation also capturing this video of troops marching and chanting on a naval base north of Chicago, which has been cited as the command center for ICE operations. Chicago Sun-Times reporting that at least 30 federal agents have arrived on base to practice crowd control with shields and flashbang grenades, and over 200 federal agents who assisted in those ICE raids in LA have been sent to the Chicago area. And we know that the ICE raids there, those sparked massive protests. Sometimes they did get unruly, and that was ultimately when we saw President Trump send in the National Guard. So could be looking at a similar situation here, but we're all going to be waiting.
And I know you'll keep us updated. No doubt a busy few days in Chicago. We'll check in with you all morning long. Mills Hayes in Chicago for us this morning. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.